Just like with the wings, we need to score in the lines to begin. Use the scoring hold and score down the lines using one continuous movement. Next, we're going to carve in the feathers on the top side. Here I have already carved in one feather. Now I'm going to demonstrate with the other feather. You will need to carve in two different directions, as shown by the arrows here. First, use the thumb hold and, starting from halfway along the feather, carve towards the top. As we've done before, use the very edge of your gouge to carve. Next, again starting from halfway along the feather, carve in the opposite direction towards the tail tip. After a little while, you will need to rescore the line. And then continue carving. Here is the progress so far. Now we need to carve in on the underside, starting with scoring in. Use the scoring hold and score down the lines using one continuous movement. Continue using the thumb hold and carve towards the feather lines, perpendicular to the line. I've found this technique works better on the underside because you're carving into a slight scoop. After a little while, you will need to rescore the line again. And then continue carving. At this point, you can do a bit of cleaning up. Hold the chisel on its side and clean up the ridges. Here's a speedy overview of carving in the second feather. This is the progress so far. Now all we have to do is carve in the feather tips. To do this, we will use the whittling knife in the whittling hold. Start by scoring in the side markings. You're not actually using the scoring hold for this, you're using the whittling hold. And just slicing across. Then, start carving in one of the feather tips. Use a turn and flick action with your blade, as shown here. You can try a little bit of slicing in from the other direction. Just a little bit to help clean up the junction between the feathers. At this point, you just want to curve off the edge of that inner tail piece, so there's no sharp or square edge. This is very subtle. Here is the first feather tip after carving. Now you need to repeat this on the opposite side. This is what it will look like when both feather tips have been carved. Now we just need to carve in the central junction. This is a subtle amount of carving. It's just to curve off the edges. Watch what I do and you'll get the idea. This is what you are aiming for with the finished tailpiece. At this point, the pieces of your puppet should be nearly ready for painting and assembly. In the next video, video 26, I'll show you how to carve the goldfinch tail feathers. Or you can skip ahead to video 27, where I'll show you some quick preparatory steps to get your puppet ready for painting.